Ryan Reynolds, but how do you feel she was portrayed in that one?
I didn't mind her. I actually liked her, and the fact that they actually had pretty good chemistry, was totally there. Did. And obviously that's a movie that brought them together, and now they're together in real life, super cute. What? But
Instagram filter.
But I think if I had to go off the top of my head, I would probably go with Karis Van Houten, who is Melisandre on Game of Thrones.
Okay, yeah.
I can see her in a business suit.
Because I think she has the look, and I think she's great for when Carol turns villainous and stars
Right. Because you do need someone, strong as well.
Yeah,
I'm trying to imagine her in a color that's not red. It's not working.
It'll be like...
we were picturing the
magenta.
Oh, okay, sorry.
Yeah, but in terms of look, I think she'd be great. She's obviously proven to be a great actress, and I think after every season 8 of Game of Thrones is done, everyone's gonna need jobs. So
yeah.
And also, I don't want a Carol Ferris that is far away from the look of the comics, because I do have a problem with Amy Adams in the DC universe. I don't see her as a Lois. She does have the spunk for it. She has the empathy, she knows how to sympathize, all that kind of stuff. But look-wise, I don't know, I can't see it, guys. I'm sorry.
Versus dyeing her hair and eyebrows.
You know what? If she did go brunette, she might have. But I think, and I don't know why I'm blanking on this lovely lady's name, but Smallville, Lois Lane.
Oh my God,
Erica Durant, our Canadian treasure.
I'm so in love.
I actually loved her as Lois. I thought she was the best on-screen Lois.
She was awesome.
That between movies and TV, she was fantastic.
And I just want to throw it out there. I know that she has the capability to do this, and I know that you guys are going to be like D-list actor, whatever. If you remember her name is Krista Allen. She was in Smallville as well. She was this sexy, seductive teacher, and she was also in Liar Liar, and she was a lesbian in Anger Management. I don't know if you guys know that one. But she has that Carol Ferris look.
Yeah, that could have worked.
Yeah, she was in Days of Our Lives, so you know that she can slap people quite nicely. So I think
she sold the lowest spunk to me in Smallville.
Yes.
Yeah, Erica Durant definitely did.
And then off to Shazam.
Yeah.
Oh, yes.
How are we liking that costume?
We like it. I mean, I like that they kept the classic look. They're not trying to do the whole leather thing, which is happening quite a lot.
Leather.
I think
CW loves leather.
Let's
strip off the costume every time and replace it with a leather jacket. You can count how many times they do it.
CW does this. They're either you're either going to wear nothing or leather. That's it. There's no middle.
For Captain Cold, they did try to give him a parka once.
But wasn't it like a leather trim
parka?
Like a leather
trim parka,
I love it.
But CW is not just guilty of this. I'm sorry, Marvel fans, but all of the Avengers cast is pretty much in leather too.
Yeah, Scarlet.
Or leather-ish look.
Black Widow's the only one who's supposed to be like that. That was.
Even Cap got leathered up with that darker color and everything.
I don't even. You just said it
that's
with
why,
Scarlet.
Captain Marvel is it feels so good to finally see someone in bright red and in a superhero movie that looks like it's going to be a feel good type of thing. It looks like it's going to be a Christmas movie.
Sure.
It's April 2019, I believe. Just to backtrack a little, because I know Leonard just mentioned Captain Marvel.
I was just going to say.
He was originally called Captain Marvel in DC before Marvel's Captain Marvel took off, and
Injustice.
So it's Shazam now.
Yeah.
Except on Earth 5, which we saw in the Multiversity, and in a few
all the new comic book fans what the hell is Earth 5?
What are you talking about? I'm trying to catch up here.
Maybe if somebody could fill in on who is Shazam? What's his backstory?
Okay, so
my boy Billy.
So there's a kid. He's giving newspapers. A stranger says, "Come follow me." So he obviously does it because no one was told otherwise back in the day.
Does this kid not have Instagram?
No, he doesn't have Instagram.
No, he didn't watch the Stranger Danger Alert.
And he didn't have WhatsApp. So
there's a lot of voices going on.
Sorry, go ahead. Go ahead. Backstory. So he follows a stranger into a strange subway and is eventually led to this wizard named Shazam. He's the Shazam guy. He gives him the powers of 6 gods. Each of them has a letter in the name in the word Shazam. Yep.
He has a wisdom of Solomon,
strength of
Hercules. Atlas is endurance. Z is power of Zeus. A is
Athena or Artemis, I think.
Maybe more.
Yeah.
Athena, right?
Yeah.
Yeah.
The M is Mercury because speed.
Yeah. Makes sense.
You got that. And so it's just like about this kid being Superman and like a character, and back in the 30s he was a lot more mature, but like now the incarnations we got of him is this like kid in an adult body, and like I feel like this guy that's playing Shazam, Marvel, like whatever guy right now, he can pull that off.
Oh, Zachary Levi, 100%. So for those of you who don't know, he was Chuck on the TV series Chuck. That was his big start, and then he also played the character Eugene in Tangled, which was the Prince character. And most recently, he was Fandral in the last 2 Thor movies before, he got killed off.
Really?
But yeah, he's definitely got that whole thing about being like a kid in an adult body, and the costume looks great. I'm glad they're going in that brightly colored direction as well. But yeah, we're really excited for it.
And also, like, Shazam and I don't even know what to call him sometimes. Shazam, Captain Marvel.
Captain Shazam.
Captain Shazam.
In one universe, he was Captain Thunder.
He was in Young Justice as well. So he had a little bit of a backstory there. And he also had a little bit of a thing with Harley Quinn in Injustice, which is really messed up. Just put it out there.
There's a lot of, like, I think iterations of the character, but
he's everywhere.
All the recent ones, I think, really just hone in on the fact that this is a child in an adult body.
It's the way he talks.
The way he talks, he's goofy.
He wants to show off his powers to girls.
He idolizes Superman. Like, that's who he is. So I think, it's really exciting to be able to see that on big screen, and I hope Warner Brothers, if you're listening, keep it fun.
Yeah, exactly.
Keep his, like, bromance with Victor. It's Victor Stone, because he loves watching him.
Keep that alive.
Yeah.
Calling him Victory. Like,
and leading to that now, Justice League is coming out.
Yeah, it's
not as coming out.
A different kind of coming out, but it's releasing on Blu-ray March 13th, Blu-ray and DVD. So we wanted to, because we weren't together at that point to talk about it when it came out in theaters. So we're going to talk about it now.
Sorry, I should have thought about Comics Inc. before, and I didn't.
I should have.
We'll get there to go back in time.
It's my fault.
Warn you about it.
Says the guy wearing the Flash. Jesus.
So yeah, how'd y'all feel about it?
About the Martha movie?
About Justice League. The Martha movie
was
before that.
I was whelmed about it.
It's quite whelming.
I think, like, cinematography-wise, it was really great. They look. It's all, to me. It was all about the look. It's not about the story. It was So whenever people do ask me about it, because obviously they know that I'm gonna watch it, and they know that I'm really into this stuff, and they always have this, like, what did you think about it? And they think I'm gonna be like, oh my god, it was awesome. But then I was like, it was good. I didn't.
Yeah, for me, it was the characters. Like, the actors nailed the characters for me. I really liked them in each of the roles. It was just a story, and the haphazard copy and pasting that WB decided to do, because I don't know what they're doing up there.
They're trying to catch up to Marvel.
Badly. It's like Flash running with both his legs broken.
I mean, he can do that a lot better.
I was just gonna harp on Ezra's, like, running on.
Apparently there's a reason for that. I looked it up online.
Like what?
I don't know what it is, but I'm used to the running form you see with Usain Bolt.
That's the thing. That's how you run.
He's apparently trying to throw momentum ahead of himself, which helps him gain speed. I don't know how that is, because in the comics, I don't remember seeing him do that.
No. I don't know if that's how physics works.
Like, the Speed Force defies all physics.
Yeah, like, in my opinion, he wouldn't need to do that. He has the Speed Force to give him speed. So.
Yeah.
Well, let's just say that it looked kind of fruity. That's coming from a fruit.
It did look a little weird, but I did like how they showed the Speed Force in terms of, like, how it looked. Because they weren't trying to obviously mimic, I think, the last 2 speedsters that we saw, which was, like, 2 versions of Quicksilver. And, like, we had one that was kind of zippy, and then the one in X-Men, which was more like everything slowed down to show how fast he was. Whereas
it was like a K-pop music video. 360, and then he stopped.
Yeah, whereas I think with Flash, what they did was that I thought was cool was just kind of having moments where you see him kind of as a zipping, like, light, and then also kind of zooming in
his own time, how slow it is.
Yeah, exactly. So I thought that was a cool balance.
Talk about how his lightning was blue instead of yellow. most fans were like, "Why is it blue? What's going on? Does that mean he's faster?"
Is that another science thing?
I think that was just a color choice, to be honest.
I don't like that color choice.
Like, yeah, in the CW series, the blue lightning shows someone who's faster, and they've used that as a way of showing speed. Yeah.
Okay, clearly didn't pay
attention. There's a guy named Saboteur in the series, but he was super fast, and he was blue lightning, and it was kind of like, yeah, I'm faster than you. This is why. But in the movie, I'm pretty sure it's just a color choice.
It was like
just visually.
A lot of that movie was just weird color choices because it's two different directors coming in there, and I think the blue just overall looked the best for both.
They changed the palette, right?
Palettes.
Yeah.
You got a little bit of blue from like Wonder Woman's lasso and all that. Everything that she's in, she's like red and yellow. Flash can be red and yellow. What's with the black? Yeah.
I would have liked to see the lighting because that's what I'm used to. But
what do you guys think about the whole villain situation with Justice League?
Okay, so for the new one, for this one, sorry.
For Justice League,
he was just a cookie cutter villain, and that's, in my opinion, the worst type of villain for a film, especially something this monumental.
Yeah.
As like a big fan of Jack Kirby's Fourth World, like it didn't look like they really took the visual elements of that. Like you get a lot of like Kirbiness from Thor Ragnarok, and fine, you can't really do that in a very serious movie. But they were like, okay, you know what? Can we do some copy pasta from like some other fantasy science stuff? Okay, a little bit here, a little bit there. Generic villain.
Yeah.
So generic, and
I mean, he could have passed for a CW show, you know,
a little bit.
Yeah,
but he could not pass.
Insert more like romance.
You know what? I thought the parademons looked better than Steppenwolf.
Oh Jesus!
Yeah,
and like
they were scary as fuck.
That really bothered me because I'm like, you got like an actor like Syrian Hines, and then you just kind of give him that. I'm like, what?
I don't know.
It was just weird creative choices there.
And again, movies are a huge introduction to this industry for many people, and to them, they're going to be like, "Oh, Steppenwolf's that dude who just wants to talk with his mom, the mother, the mother." You gotta think about these things,
Unity,
which is actually not what the mother boxes are.
And moving on from the league we call Justice, Snyderverse. Let's talk Snyderverse, guys. Kenya, you start that off.
Okay, so Justice League marked the end of Snyderverse. May it rest in peace. Man's not coming back to any DC property. But you know what? The thing that I always felt bad about is the fact that, for me, Zack Snyder is a really great visual director. Like, he's got this really great, unique style.
Both, I guess, right?
He's got a great look, and he just needed a good writing partner. Like, he just couldn't write for shit.
Did you not apply for that?
No.
Jesus.
I should have. I really should have.
The ideas you have, they can really save.
I could have saved it, but
she could have.
I didn't.
We're telling you guys.
You know what? It shows that Hollywood is accessible to anyone. Anyone without talent can totally go there and do something.
No.
Yeah. Well, I mean, like his talent was being able to like make comic book movies that looked like the comic book. So
without respecting
300 was like the first thing that blew up for him. And literally, if you read the comic 300 and then watched the movie, it's panel by panel the same thing.
Absolutely.
But with less penises.
Yeah.
A little bit. And then
did I miss something?
No, like
clearly wasn't looking
Frank Miller's original 300. They didn't have those chunks.
Jeez.
Oh, really?
Yeah, no, they were just walking around with flopping.
Do you know the only junk that I remember really is blue Dr. Manhattan?
Yeah.
I was like, well, that's real
that
blue.
You can really avoid. But like even Watchmen, like I would say that I enjoyed the film. Like it definitely
it was a great film,
the ending definitely was a little bit,
better.
Yeah.
The choice was interesting. I don't know if I thought it was better or worse than the original. But, like, again, same thing. Panel by panel, that was what that movie was. So either when they were going to pick Zack Snyder to direct something, they should have just taken a comic book and been like, make this into the movie. Just do this exactly.
I want them to do Blackest Night if we were, just reaching back to Green Lantern Corps.
If they do Green Lantern Corps, and they can go into that later.
Yeah, get at me, guys. I have all the rings. It's in my condo right now. And, of course, lastly, future of Aquaman.
Ooh.
Where are we at with that?
I'm excited for Aquaman.
Yeah, totally.
They just announced, so in the news world buzz, the composer who did the score for Wonder Woman has signed on to be the composer for Aquaman. And I thought Wonder Woman had some great music.
That's how I pumped myself up to do scores.
It was like her theme song was great, but also just choices in the film itself were really beautifully done. So I think that's a great choice for Aquaman, and it'll kind of tonally keep the film sort of similar.
I want more underwater fights.
I would like to see like heavy metal in the background instead, because like you can totally see like a Jason Momoa like heavy metal music video.
You know what? And I think that's what might happen with his theme. Like they're going to do something different. I think specifically for Aquaman's theme, but I think overall